Alright, hey everybody, it's Doom here from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit. I want to do a quick craft here. I'm going to make some monsters. I don't have to. I want to make some monsters. So what I'm doing is just making sure this is going to hold stuff. Stuff's not going to come off it. I'm just cutting some nicks in here so it doesn't get dumb. Then I'm looking for my sanding block because I want to sand this real quick. And I don't know where the hell I put that. It could really be anywhere at this point. I lost it. Sanding block, where are you? Alright, well I don't know where that is, so I'm just going to grab a file. Scratch up the edges so they hold paint a little better. On some of the older miniatures I did on these, I was handling them quite a bit while I was moving some stuff around. And I couldn't help but notice that some of those didn't keep the paint on the corners as much as I wanted. So then I want to get a piece of tinfoil, make the shape of my monster, and it's going to be a flesh ooze. So what I want to kind of do is make a shape to add a little girth to it, make it stand up some, about yay big, a little bit more on that, make it a little taller too. Okay, give it a little bit of a shape. Okay, so having a piece of metal handy, like a pie pan or anything really. Oh, I think I have to go to the restroom. We'll make this kind of interesting. So this is metal, so it shouldn't stick to this very good. This is some hot glue. We're going to let that cool for a second. I'm going to grab more glue sticks. This might take 2 or 3 glue sticks. I don't know how many. You want to make sure that it pulls down, covers your tinfoil all the way. Or if you can help it going on, staying on the base, that'd be ideal. And you can see that's going to lay down. You're not going to see that tinfoil anymore. Some more over here. You just don't want your tinfoil out. You want that put away. Okay. Like I said, you don't really want to go past the size of your base. You can let this cool down. It's not quite cool. So then you're going to need a miniature to sacrifice. So let me grab a miniature. Or maybe more than one, we'll see. What we need is limbs. Maybe some heads. Something that you have a lot of or something that you don't think you'll ever use would be ideal. Something where its arms are sticking out would be better than something that, like, I can't foresee me ever using that for anything. He's got a head I can steal. Oh, I like his head too. It's a Cyclops though. Do 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 do. looking for a head that I don't like, or some arms I can steal easily. La 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 la. These arms are a little bigger than I want. We'll find something in here. Oh, I got a How to Train Your Dragon arm. Steal that, and I'll steal that axe too. Okay, so that should be enough for what I want. I'd like one more loose arm, but I don't think I'm going to find one without digging too hard. I don't want to turn this into an all-day affair. Oh my god, what are you? There's a bunch of metal minis in here. It's insane. So many metal minis and some arms. On a broken beast I don't foresee myself using for anything else. Okay. So we need snippers. We'll just borrow those arms. One arm. Two arm. We'll steal this lady's head. We'll steal this arm too. And that one's kind of crimped up in there, but we might be able to use it for something. We're going to steal this fella's head for sure. And this lady's got a good usable skinny arm. That'll be nice. And I'm going to take her hand, the axe. I'm just going to snip that off. I'm going to steal that axe. Set it off to the side for another project. And I don't think I want any more parts of her. Okay, so this should be nice and cool by now. And I want to get that off of that metal like that. See how it came right off. And I want to put that on this base. But I don't want to do that actually. I've changed my mind. Let me get a pill bottle. Or not a pill. Yeah, a pill bottle would work. Or anything like this. This will work. Okay. Get a dab of glue here. Now I want to mount that on there like that. So I have a handle to work on. I'm going to do this base separate and glue it on afterwards to make my life a little easier. So I want to get my parts to work here. So to do that, we're going to need tweezers. Did I put those away? Lost my tweezers. There they are. So I want to put these pieces in here. So to do that, probably the easiest thing to do would be to get this heated up. Kind of force them in a little bit. I don't think that's rocket science. For that head, we're probably going to need a bigger surface area to work with to bury that in there. Oops. Cut that neck off that before I do it too. There we go. Oops, can't get a hold of it. It's too slickery. We'll just drop it in place and then push it down in some. There we go. And then this has a little something in the hand. I'm going to try to snap that off. I'll have to cut it. Okay. That head's got a lot going on. I'm going to snip some of that stuff off. It's like a catfold cat. This is a nice catfold cat too. Real nice looking. Okay. Then we want to get our spider webs. Now the secret to making this work at this point is going to be white spray paint. That really soft plastic of his head, I'm just going to heat that up so it loses a little bit of the definition in his face. I don't think it's going to help her as much, but it might. And we want white spray paint. Once you get your white spray paint on it, then you want to get your blowtorch and texturize the biggest, flattest spots. See how they kind of bubble? Okay, and you want to hit his white spray paint again. And then we'll work on the base while we give that time to get situated. So we want our base to be black. And we don't want it to be too fancy. We're not going to have to worry about seeing this. It's going to be underneath that. So we just want this to be black. So the easiest way to do that. Come on, dude. I can't even think. Diving on our paint lid. Okay. Do that. There we go. We can spray paint that black. Leave that off to the side. We'll bring this over here. Okay. So, if you have speed paint, awesome. If you don't, you're going to have to get creative and you're going to have to water down some paint. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get some of this cardboard here. And I'm going to base coat that in pink or flesh tone. I've decided I'm going to use Sunkissed Peach, which is like a really bad flesh tone that I got at Walmart's. And using kind of a bigger brush. I'm going to paint this in flesh tone. And you can see that gross texture. Okay. Something like that. We need to air gun that. Alright, then if you have speed paint, use speed paint. If you don't, you're going to get creative. I'm going to use contrast paint actually instead of speed paint. So this is just a Games Workshop Flesh Terror Red. I'm going to start around the bottom, doing the darkest red. Then I'm kind of just bring it up and around. Then I'm going to get a little bit here. And I don't have any mineral spirits. I would normally use mineral spirits. I don't have any. I'm going to get a little bit of my thinner, my speed paint medium. And I've never mixed these with contrast paints, but I'm sure it's just like speed paint. So I'm going to mix that together. And I'm going to come up here with that. Get it on here, super effing thin. Okay. Check that out. Just disgusting. Now, I have a little bit of that thinned out stuff left, and I'm just going to kind of mix it in with what I have it in the lower spots and see if in this portion if it'll actually thin it out a little bit too. I don't know if it will, but it's nice to think that it might do it a little bit. I didn't want that to be so chunky and thick. All right, I'm going to clean my brush out. I'm gonna hit this with the hot air gun a little bit. You see where the bubbles pop? This is why I don't use contrast paint. You see where the bubbles pop? It leaves so much exposed. I just dislike that heavily. I don't really have that problem as much with speed paint. The contrast paint, though, there's a reason I stopped using it. Well, there's a lot of reasons. One is because each pot was completely inconsistent to the next. It was almost like they weren't even made by the same companies or at the same location or something. It's one thing if it was just a matter of me missing spots. I always miss a couple spots. It seems like I have to come back in. But when it's just like bubbles pop and they don't like, it doesn't settle, and or if it just like rips, because it does rip. Like leaves little tears where it dries sometimes. Super awkward. Okay. A little more hot air. There's still some white showing through that. I can't seem to get it to stop doing it. So you get a miniature brush now. Get a couple colors. You can use that flesh color. And hit some of those sticky uppy dots a little bit with it. You don't want to hit too many of them. You don't want it to look perfect. Just hit a few of those. Starting to look like a strawberry that you don't want to eat. Strawberry. I'm going to get a purple color. I'm going to do some purple dots. There was a little bit of white showing there. I'm just hiding it. And I'm doing a little bit more purple than I did the light white, or the pink, I mean, flesh tone. I think I'm going to get one more color, like a really obnoxious pink. I have one here called Pink Parfait. It's super obnoxious. Okay. I'm all playing around here. This is an experiment. I've not really done this yet. I'm going to get this orange color. It's called apricot or apricot, depending on how you pronounce it. I think if you're from the South, you say apricot, and everywhere else you say apricot, but I don't know. Never done a survey on it, and I'm just trying to go off what I learned from people I served with. Alright, we're going to hit this with hot air again. We're going to get a really, really soft kind of dry brush. All right, try to hit these. Oh, that's too much paint. Try to hit these faces a little bit. I might have done the damage that can't be undone at that point there. Do some of the limbs. Then I just want to kind of drag and hit some of the That's what I'm looking for. Something like that. Now, there was a part I didn't like here on the inside of one of these limbs. I just couldn't catch it with that brush. So I'm going to attempt to use this brush, which this is going to be a total mistake, I promise. I'm going to try to grab some of that. There we go. Too light, total mistake. I can live with it. Can you live with it? I can live with it. Okay. Now, we want to hit it with the air gun. We want to make it shiny. So you could spray it with a semi-gloss clear coat if you wanted. That's what I think I'm going to do. It's weird using white spray paint. I don't do that a lot. This is semi-gloss clear coat. Then we're going to air gun it one more time. So, I can't think to myself, or think in my head exactly what's going on here. Give me 1 second here to think. Let me read something. I can't read Spanish. Never mind. Not a Spanish reader. Not in the least. Now we need to get this off here and onto our base. So to get that off there, I'm just going to grab my little tool I always poke shit with. I'm going to get up underneath here. I'm going to pry it loose. Just like that. I'm going to pull that tin foil and snip that off where it's stuck there, because I don't want that part anymore. Okay. Then we want to set it on there and kind of see how we want it to sit. Get a little dry fit going. Some glue, boom, 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 boom. Stick it on there like that. Push it down, get a good bond. And then we can take a look at it. It's pretty nasty, but when you have to face off against a few of these, you'll be like, oh no. Oh no. That was the goal. So, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, and all that happy crap. You leave a comment too. I like the comments. I answer those. Or at least I try to. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Oh, wait. Zoop. Boop, 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 boop. Nasty.